Mr. Castillo, are you a retired fighter, or are you still just letting coaching play out and figuring out what you want to do on that other front?
I haven't really came out and made a retirement statement or anything like that. But now, I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and anytime so I don't see myself fighting within this year or the next year also. So, and me getting over, just had a birthday. I'm 38 now. I'm okay with what I did in the sport. I did a lot. I didn't reach some of the goals that I set for myself before I started my career, but sometimes it's not in the books, and for certain athletes. And for me, I think it's some of the experiences that I did have that helped me become a better coach. So I think all along that maybe it was just written in the book for me to be a great coach and not a world champ in the UFC.
You're in town you're in Winnipeg, I should say, for Josh Emmett. Are you kind of like the lead coach for Josh, and which fighters are you kind of like the lead coach? I know that there's not really an official head coach right now at Team Alpha Male. Each guy kind of has certain guys that they click with. Can you identify which are the ones that you're kind of like the lead guy?
Man, I feel like I feel like there's no, I'm not a lead guy for anyone. I don't really like to take that title. I think that Alpha Male's been really successful because we've all been, chipping in into our whole team. It hasn't necessarily been one coach or another. It's never been about that. Master Tong was our head coach, and it wasn't just about Master Tong. And Dwayne was our head coach, and it wasn't about Dwayne. It's about a bunch of dudes having fun, training, and enjoying the journey and the process of everything with it all. I carry a lot of hats, and one might be head wrestling coach, one might be one of the MMA coaches, but I'm also a big brother. I'm also the older homie. I'm also the vet that's been there, and sometimes they come to me about relationship problems. They come to me about financial problems, and trying to start businesses and finding supplemental incomes and all that stuff. And so for me, I don't know what my title is. I kind of like the title as big brother, older homie, because I feel like that's what I am. I care about each one of these athletes like a brother, and I think that's why we have so much success, is because we click, and it's more than about the coach and the athlete. It's more about a family.
Josh Emmett's kind of in a position against Lamas like Ortega was this past week against Swanson. Going up against a top 5 vet. Talk about that matchup and the preparations for Josh Emmett.
Yeah, well, the preparations for Lamas was, we didn't really have too much time, but once we heard about the fight, I thought it was a perfect fight for Josh. Being that I fought Ricardo Lamas way back in the day in the WEC, and also Chad fought him as well in the UFC, so we have a little bit of history with Lamas, and I think it's the perfect matchup for Josh Emmett. He's really fast and explosive. His wrestling is, we've never really got to see his wrestling so much because he has so much power in his hands, and he's really explosive. And he's a very dynamic striker. I mean, he could switch orthodox to southpaw. He's got great footwork as well. So I think those are what's going to give Ricardo Lamas a lot of trouble. And, don't get me wrong, I'm not taking Ricardo Lamas lightly because, like I said, I fought him. And he's been in the game for so long, over a decade. And, dropping down to 45s, he made a real big name for his name at 45s. But this is definitely a fight that we can win, and I'm excited for it. I mean, this is probably one of the most exciting fights for me this year, for the team, and, for Josh.